Feilu Novel Network exclusive contract novel. Mysterious fantasy. What to do if too rich? Crossing the mysterious world and becoming the richest business owner in mainland China. If the initial capital of 500 million Lingshi cannot develop well, will it come back to inherit the business? And this good thing. Chen originally wanted to spend all his money to inherit the family property, but he found that the more money he spent, the more. Opening a pill shop, the young man who had never refined pills turned out to be Emperor Yen, carrying an old grandfather with him. Open a martial arts competition, and the young man with weak physical condition actually possesses the ancient battle form, directly defeating everyone. Father Ye. You are truly my son. He is indeed a genius in business. Chen is about to cry without tears. Can he say that he just wants to return 500 million spirit stones to inherit the family property? Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. 5 billions. Seeking flowers. Seeking evaluation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Do you want to start your own business and grow on your own? Alright, I'll give you this opportunity. I'll give you 500 million lower-grade spirit stones. If you're defeated, you'll come back immediately to inherit the family property. In a daze, Chen heard a majestic voice, and his vision changed from blurry to clear. A handsome and dignified middle-aged man caught Chen's eye. In an instant, a large amount of memory appeared in Chen's mind, and he passively received all the memories. Have I traveled? This thought flashed through Chen's mind, and a hint of disbelief flashed in his eyes. Chen, an ordinary young man on earth, only closed his eyes and fell asleep 1 second before crossing over the next. Or have you traveled to the Xuanhuan continent where the strong are revered? And Chen's current identity is undoubtedly the young master of the largest and wealthiest power in the Xuanhuan continent, the Tianbao Commercial Bank. As for what happened in front of him, Chen also understood the situation from his memory. His predecessor did not want to inherit Tianbao Commercial Bank, so he approached his father, Qing Tian, who was in charge of Tianbao Commercial Bank, to use a starting fund to start his own business. This is a fool, isn't it? Chen was stunned. Nima, the wealthiest force on the mainland, doesn't inherit and runs to start their own business. Maybe it's not because of a brain problem. My predecessor was willing, he was willing. No, we need to find a way to spend all these 500 million inferior spirit stones back and inherit the family property. Chen thought to himself. His father Qing Tian is a top-notch expert in the Holy Lord realm of the mainland, but his physical condition is very poor, and his cultivation is only in the 5th realm of the physical body. Isn't it good to be a loser waiting to die in the Tianbao trading house? Starting his own business is not as tough as his predecessor, who was just a simple and straightforward person. The cultivation realm of the Xuanhuan continent is divided from low to high into the 9 realms of the body, the 3 realms of the spirit sea, the 5 realms of the Tao Palace, the 9 realms of the divine bones, the 3 realms of the heaven and earth, the 9 realms of life and death, the 3 realms of the great energy, the 3 realms of the Holy Lord, and the great Emperor realm. In this era where there is no evidence of the great Emperor realm, the last realm of the Holy Lord's 3 realms is already the strongest, which shows how powerful Qing Tian is. It is not because he is mentally ill that such a large backer is not waiting to run out. Ding. The binding of the black sheep system is in progress. Ding. Post the main quest, please check it yourself. At this moment, 2 mechanical prompts sounded in Chen's mind. Chen was not surprised by this either. He was able to traverse such a system with binding. Isn't this a basic operation? It's a must-have system for travelers. Since you want to develop your own power, then don't do it in Zhongzhou, the base of Tianbao Trading Company. Go to Nanhuang. Firstly, you can't spend money recklessly. Secondly, you can't do anything that undermines the dignity of Tianbao Trading Company. Thirdly, don't engage in unorthodox industries. Fourthly. Fifth. Yi Qing Tian looked at Yi Chen with a pleased expression on his face. Although he didn't think Yi Chen would intentionally spend 500 million, after all, this matter was brought up by Yi Chen himself. However, considering that the gambling agreement was more formal, Yi Qing Tian still explained the rules to Yi Chen. Dream language. As Yi Qing Tian spoke, he looked into the void and a ripple appeared in the space. A young girl appeared next to Yi Chen. In the future, Mengyu will be your protector and supervisor, monitoring that you will not do anything against the rules. Unless you encounter danger, Mengyu will not take action. Yi Qing Tian Dao. No problem, Sister Mengyu will rely on you in the future. Yi Chen said nonchalantly and greeted Yi Mengyu. Yi Mengyu is an adopted daughter adopted by Yi Qing Tian 10,000 years ago. Her cultivation has reached the first level of the Holy Master's 3 realms, the Sage Realm, and she is also a renowned Tianjiao in the Xuanhuan continent. After all, she only took 10,000 years to cultivate to the Sage Realm. As for the rules and regulations mentioned by Yi Qing Tian, it is not an easy task to spend 500 million yuan under reasonable circumstances. Isn't he trying to make money? If he finds a way to spend money, he still can't do it. Jokes. Don't worry, my adoptive father. I will protect my younger brother Chen, and I won't shield you. Yi Mengyu playfully blinked at Yi Chen and said. Go prepare and say goodbye to your mother, then use the teleportation array in the business to go to Nanhuang. Yi Qing Tian waved his hand and said. The Xuanhuan continent is divided into Zhongzhou, Nanhuang, Beiyu, Shima, and Endless Sea. The people of Zhongzhou are known for their outstanding spiritual land, which is also a gathering place for various major forces. For example, the Tianbao Trading Company is located in Zhongzhou, and various countries in the Nanhuang are abundant, filled with various dangerous and forbidden areas. As for other places, we will not mention them for now. Yes. Yi Chen Dao. Farewell to Yi Qing Tian. Yi Chen walked towards the residence of Yi Mu Bingning Moon in the backyard, while communicating with the system in his heart. Yi Chen was still unclear about his own system. Ding. This system is a black sheep system. As long as you complete the black sheep task, you can receive rich rewards from the host. Do you still have a beginner gift package that you haven't claimed yet, host? System channel. Is it a beginner gift pack? Claim it. Yi Chen silently recited. Chapter 2. Top Second Generation Seeking Flowers. Seeking Evaluation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ding. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Krypton Gold technique. Ding. Congratulations to the host for obtaining a first-grade elixir, Blood Soul Pill. Ding. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the first-grade Danfang Juyuan Danfang. Ding. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the first level of the Rampage Pill prescription. The 3 system prompts sounded, and in an instant, a large amount of information appeared in Yi Chen's mind. Krypton Gold technique, which uses Krypton Gold to prove the Tao. As long as you consume spirit stones, you can obtain Krypton Gold power. The more spirit stones you consume, the more Krypton Gold power you can use. Using Krypton Gold power can improve your cultivation, making it an exclusive skill for the Black Family system. Blood Soul Pill can help cultivators practice faster in the physical realm. Juyuan Dan allows cultivators to perceive the vitality of heaven and earth in advance while in the physical realm, and to quickly comprehend the mysteries of the spiritual sea realm. The Fury Pill can quickly unleash a cultivator's powerful abilities, with higher cultivation levels resulting in lower growth rates. Shu, Krypton Gold technique. It's just tailor-made for me. The prescription, then open a shop selling pills in the southern wilderness. Refining pills already burns money, so you can quickly burn all the money, perfect. After receiving the message, Chen's face showed a hint of joy and excitement as he thought. Is his physique average? With the Krypton Gold technique, as long as Krypton Gold is used, he can become stronger, even if his physique is spicy. As the young master of Tianbao business, do you believe him to use Krypton Gold to prove his way to becoming emperor? Task. View tasks. Thinking of the task previously released by the system, Chen silently recited, and in a flash, a virtual projection appeared in front of Chen. Task type. Main task name. Spend 500 million yuan task introduction. As the young master of Tianbao Commercial Bank, the largest commercial bank in the Xuanhuan continent, please defeat your first life fund of 500 million first task penalty. None task reward. Unknown, spending 5 billion yuan. Chen smiled confidently, just in line with his intended purpose, it was safe. In a magnificent palace, if outsiders are here, they will find that the decorations inside the palace are enough to drive countless cultivators crazy. Even the floor tiles on the ground are rare purple jade, which shows how wealthy the Tianbao Trading Company is. Son, why are you so foolish? If a good Tianbao business doesn't inherit it, you must go out and exercise on your own. You must quickly lose all your money and come back as soon as possible. My mother still wants you to stay by her side. A middle-aged beauty touched Chen's head and said reluctantly. Listening to what his mother, Bingningye, said in this world, Chen deeply believed that his predecessor was a fool. The wealthy second generation should not insist on starting their own business. Isn't this a brain problem? He will definitely lose all his money, otherwise how could he come back early? Oh, by the way, your fiancé Ae may come to see you soon. Be better to them then. If there is anything that cannot be solved in the southern wilderness, go to the residence of the Shaking Light Holy Land. If your father doesn't help you, then go to my brother and your uncle. You are the nephew of the Shaking Light Emperor. If they don't care about your affairs in the Shaking Light Holy Land, my mother will go to find your uncle immediately. Don't hurt yourself. The icy moon instructed. Tian, who had just entered the palace, turned black when he heard what Bingningye had said. A loving mother often defeats her children. Tian whispered BB. What did you say? Bingningye immediately looked at Tian, and her gaze also became unfriendly. Your mother is right. Do you need to listen to her? Tian quickly changed his mind. Bingningye nodded in satisfaction. Chen. Dad, didn't you say you couldn't rely on external forces? I didn't expect my father to be a strict wife. TSK. If you talk about your identity, Chen can't help but marvel at it. It's really amazing. Your fiancée Ae is the Holy Maiden of Ziwei Holy Land, one of the holy sites in mainland China, and your uncle is the Holy Lord of Yaoguang Holy Land. You should know that in the Xuanhuan continent, almost all of the major holy sites in Tianbao Trading Company are already rulers of mainland China. With this background, I am already the top second generation of the alien version, okay. The next day, Chen took a huge sum of 500 million lower-grade spirit stones and his god-sister Yimengyu to use a teleportation array to go to the southern wilderness. After all, he was going to become a black sheep in the southern wilderness, so he carefully studied the location of his black sheep and ultimately chose Tinglong City, the capital of the strongest empire in the southern wilderness, Tinglong Empire. He is going to become a spendthrift, so of course he needs to choose a place where he can spend a lot of money. The houses in Tinglong City are already the most expensive in the southern wilderness, and spending money here can help him spend it more quickly. Of course, losing 500 million under reasonable circumstances is also an art form, and Chen has a plan in mind. Is it really a waste of reading his spendthrift-style novels? Sir, this is already the best shop in the busiest area of Tinglong City, and also the most expensive shop in Tinglong City. In a bustling area of Tinglong City, a middle-aged man pointed at a 3-story building not far away and flattered Yi Qindao. Well, that's great. How much is it? Whether the location is prosperous or not is secondary, and the most expensive price is the key, Yi Chen asked with satisfaction. 100 million lower-grade spirit stones. The middle-aged man said cautiously. Bring the land deed, I'll buy it. Upon hearing this, Yi Chen's heart was shattered with joy. Spending 100 million yuan on pills before they even sell. Does that mean he only needs to spend another 400 million to complete the task? That's great. Okay. The middle-aged man warmly welcomed Yi Chen into the 3-story small building to be sold and signed the land deed. Chapter 3. Youth with Grandpa Seeking Flowers. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chen, younger brother, did you spend so much money on the best store before even selling your pills? Why not rent it and buy it directly? Yi Mengyu, who had been standing silently beside Yi Chen, couldn't help but speak when she saw Yi Chen finish buying the store. Mengyu, you just heard that this is the best shop in the area. Selling pills here will definitely be better. As for buying, it would be better to buy it for better management in the future, wouldn't it? Yi Chen, who had already figured out his words, immediately fell into a daze when he heard Yi Mengyu's inquiry. It seems like this is a truth. Yi Mengyu nodded in confusion. How does she feel that something is strange? What are you going to do next? Yi Mengyu asked. Recruit alchemists. Yi Chen grinned and said. He doesn't know how to refine pills, so of course he needs to hire an alchemist. Yi Chen has already inquired about the price of an alchemist. A first-grade alchemist needs to give 10,000 lower-grade spiritual stones per month, a second-grade alchemist needs to give 100,000 lower-grade spiritual stones per month, and a third-grade alchemist needs to give 1 million lower-grade spiritual stones per month. The cost for a third-grade or higher alchemist is much higher, and they basically don't need to make someone an exclusive alchemist. Of course, Yi Chen doesn't need such a high-level alchemist. When Yi Chen saw the advertisement posted outside the store, calling for a first-grade alchemist to give 100,000 lower-grade spirit stones per month, a second-grade to give 1 million, and a third-grade to give 10 million, Yi Mengyu couldn't help but ponder. Why is the price given by Yi Chen 10 times the market price? Seeing Yi Mengyu's expression as Yi Chen was about to explain, Yi Mengyu suddenly said, I understand. Brother Chen, you are raising the price tenfold to find the best alchemist among your peers. This method is indeed good. The alchemists you recruit will definitely produce pills of much higher quality than those of your peers, which will also help you gain fame. Yi Chen. Very good, Yi Mengyu came up with his own ideas and didn't even need to be fooled by him. Can he still say that he did it intentionally? To spend more money. Chen, what do you plan to name the shop? I'll help you write down the name. Pointing to the plaque above the ground, Yi Mengyu said enthusiastically. She was already looking forward to her godbrother's performance. From Yi Chen's various performances, it seems that her godbrother may be a genius in business. It seems that her adoptive father has someone to succeed him. Just call it Ali Wangwang Danyao Shop. After some thought, Yi Chen said. Sure. Upon hearing this, Yi Mengyu waved his hand and immediately saw the Ali Wangwang Pill Shop on the plaque. Invisible force enveloped the plaque, and it slowly flew onto the beam outside the shop. Next, just wait for the alchemist to come. Yi Chen stretched lazily, so tired. It's better to be a spendthrift than to waste all the money as soon as possible. On the commercial street of Tinglong City, a young man was walking on the street when he saw a necklace on his neck suddenly shining with a luster, and then an old voice came into his ears. Xiao Yan, I have been teaching you alchemy for some time now, and it's time to start alchemy. Although you have the highest physical fitness of an alchemist, remember not to be impatient. First, find an alchemist in an alchemy shop to hone your alchemy skills. Only by becoming an exclusive alchemist in an alchemy shop can you have a large amount of materials to exercise. Don't feel bored. Upon hearing the voice, the young man nodded calmly and whispered, "Don't worry, teacher. I have gone through many glares and ridicule in the past decade from a genius to a useless person. I am already satisfied with the opportunity to become stronger. How could I feel bored? Well, that's good. If it weren't for old Master Xuanhuan, you wouldn't have." There was a hint of apology in the old man's voice, and before he could finish speaking, he was interrupted by the young man. "Teacher, without your guidance, how could I become an alchemist? Moreover, the genius from childhood to adulthood would only make me arrogant and arrogant. How could I have the current state of mind? Fate is predetermined, and I am very grateful to meet you, teacher." I'm just being sentimental. Don't worry, Xuanhuan. The teacher will help you grow into the strongest alchemist in the mainland. The old voice burst into laughter, its tone filled with relief. "Hey, Xuanhuan, go to the Ali-Wang-Wang-Dan shop ahead." As if discovering something, the old voice became surprised. "Okay, teacher." The young man nodded and immediately strode over to the Alibaba Wang pill store, which had already lined up outside the store. Inside the Ali-Wang-Dan medicine store, Chen is applying for the position of alchemist. Due to the tenfold increase in the price of Chen's recruitment for alchemists, a large number of alchemists have come to Chen to apply, with dozens of them all lined up outside the store. "Introduce yourself and your experience in alchemy." Chen looked at the young man in front of him and said, "My name is Zhang Mang. I started learning alchemy at the age of 10. At 12, I became a first-class alchemist, and at 15, I was already a second-class alchemist. However, in the past 6 years, I have reached the peak level of a third-class alchemist." The young man, also known as Zhang Mangdao. So powerful. Chen's face showed a hint of surprise upon hearing this. "You're so awesome, why would I still want you? How can I still be a spendthrift? Sorry, we don't need you here." Chen said directly. "What? Zhang Mang. Am I so awesome that I don't meet the standards?" Chapter 4. It's you. Seeking flowers. Seeking comments. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I want to see who meets your standards. With a cold snort, Zhang Mang took a step back and stood by with an unpleasant expression on his face. He doesn't believe it anymore. He's so awesome that he can't do it. Who else can do it? Convenient. Chen said lightly. Is he going to say that he's just looking for a weak chicken? If Zhang Mang wants to watch, then just watch, it doesn't matter anyway. Standing beside Chen, Mingyu also had some doubts. Although Zhang Mang's talent was definitely not as good as those top alchemy geniuses, it was already considered very good for Chen, who was just starting out. Chen didn't accept it, so what is Chen's standard? You became a third-grade alchemist after 5 years of alchemy. I'm sorry, you'd better find another one. When you were a first-level alchemist, you made second-level pills. Sorry, you don't fit in either. Have you ever refined a perfect-grade pill while working as a first-grade alchemist? Sorry, we don't need it. You spent 20 years exploring the pharmacology of pills and familiarizing yourself with them, and then in just 1 year, you became a third-grade pill. Let's go. One alchemist after another was rejected by Chen, and Chen's face became a bit ugly. Oh, why are these people so awesome? He just wants to find a weak chicken to burn money. Is that all that difficult? Is it because he set the recruitment price too high, but if it's low, he can't lose all his money in a short time? Chen couldn't help but fall into contemplation. Of course, Mingyu is also lost in contemplation. Why doesn't Chen want anything? Those people have good talents. She never expected that there would be so many talented people in places like Nanhuang. It should be because the Tinglong Empire held a high position in Nanhuang, so there were more geniuses in the country. But Zhang Mang was already confused. He thought his talent was already amazing. How could there still be so many powerful alchemy talents? What's more, Yi Chen didn't want anyone, which was very annoying. Do people in this Dan shop have a lot of silly money? How come the wages are 10 times higher than in other places? At the same time, the young man carrying his grandfather with him opened his mouth when he saw the advertisement for alchemists at Alibaba Wanwang Dan Pharmacy. Sigh, what terrifying luck. Xiaoyan, there is a person here with great luck. I have lived for so long and have never seen such terrifying luck before. With the gift of becoming emperor, no, it is certain to become emperor. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. Xiaoyan, you must not miss it. Find a chance to see if you can make friends with him, even if you become his subordinate. This will definitely be of great help to your future and also your honor. At this moment, the voice of the elderly sounded in the young man's ear, with a tone full of shock and disbelief. The heavy breathing echoed in the young man's ear. Yes, Yao Lao. The young man's gaze froze and he spoke in shock. He quickly separated from the team and entered the store, following the guidance of the old medicine expert. The young man turned his gaze to Yi Chen. This is the person whose luck is so terrifying that he will definitely preach. Not simple. This person is not simple. The little girl next to him is a sage realm powerhouse. It seems that this person with a grand fortune background is very terrifying. If nothing unexpected happens, he should just come here to experience. Xiao Yan, this is your opportunity, you must seize it. Yao Lao excitedly said. The young man nodded calmly as he understood. Are you also here to apply for an alchemist position? Yi Chen yawned and casually glanced at the young man entering the store. Recruiting alchemists. Exactly. The young man's eyes lit up. He was originally looking for an alchemist shop to increase his experience, and this atmospheric practitioner wanted to recruit an alchemist. Isn't this a great opportunity? It's a win-win situation. Yes. The young man respectfully said. Let's go queue up. Although Yi Chen's respectful attitude towards the young man felt strange, he didn't think much about it. He waved his hand and wanted to dismiss the young man. After thinking about it, Yi Chen said, forget it, you can introduce yourself first. Anyway, it's all about finding a spicy chicken alchemist. Since this young man has come in, let's give it a try by the way. My name is Zhang Yan, and I have been studying pharmacology for half a year. I have not yet refined any pills and have not reached the level of a first-class alchemist, but I. After pondering a sentence, the young man, Zhang Yan, introduced himself. He had intended to say that he carried the body of a dandy, but before he could finish speaking, he was interrupted by Yi Chen. How dare you apply for a job even if you're such a trash? Zhang Mang, standing aside, had a look of contempt in his eyes. He was so awesome that he was rejected. Can you, an alchemy apprentice, pass? How could it be? Just you. At this moment, Yi Chen suddenly stood up and said with bright and excited eyes. Finally found it. No experience in alchemy. Just an alchemy apprentice. Not even a first-class alchemist. Great. Isn't this the best candidate for him to become a black sheep? With Zhang Yan as a genius, he still fears that he won't lose money. It's further away from him inheriting the family property. Sure enough, it's better to arrive earlier than later. What? Zhang Mang was overwhelmed. Is this okay too? Can even an alchemy apprentice pass? Yi Mingyu looked confused. Is Chen's younger brother having a brain twitch? Zhang Yan. He hasn't even claimed to be the dandy body yet, but can he even pass? Add more rules. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 3,000 flowers plus 1 watch, there is no limit. There is no upper limit for adding 1 change to 1,000 evaluation votes. 10 rewards plus 1 watch, there is no upper limit. Your support is the greatest driving force for the author's progress. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. Ancient Danfang. Seeking flowers. Seeking comments. You are listening at novel full.audio. It seems that this young master has noticed your physique, truly a person with great fortune. Even though I have observed your Dan Emperor physique for several years, this young master was able to see through it at a glance. Xiao Yan, being able to become this young master's subordinate has brought great fortune. Yao Lao whispered to Zhang Yan. Upon hearing this, Zhang Yan's eyes flashed with a sense of confusion. No wonder he didn't let him continue. Did you see his physique? That's not surprising. There was a hint of admiration in Zhang Yan's eyes. How could he say that someone could preach? With this insight, he was convinced, after all, his master was so mysterious and powerful that he had been observing for several years. Zhang Yan, right. Tell those people in line that there is no shortage of alchemists for now, and then take back the recruitment signs. Yi Chen Dao. Talents like Zhang Yan are still scarce. Yi Chen doesn't think he will encounter another one in the short term. Anyway, one is enough, so he will look for it slowly later. Good. Zhang Yan nodded and began to handle it. Why, can anyone without alchemy experience who has only been connected to alchemy for half a year pass? Zhang Mang's face turned red and he said angrily. Why? Is it okay for me to be the shop owner? Yi Chen glanced at Zhang Mang and said lightly. If you are just as talented as Zhang Yan, you can also pass, but unfortunately, you are not. Zhang Mang. Wait, I'll see when your pill shop can start selling pills. Zhang Mang left with a resentful sentence and turned around. It's not impossible for someone who isn't even an alchemist to spend 6 months or a year refining a quality pill. You just wait to lose money. The shop owner has taken care of everything. After a while, Zhang Yan, who had finished everything, returned to Yi Chen and respectfully said. Well, this is the prescription for the elixir you want to refine. Take a look, there are 100,000 inferior spirit stones in this space bag. You can buy the missing spirit herbs and alchemy furnace. Yi Chen flipped his palm, and 3 animal skins and a space bag appeared in Yi Chen's hand, handing them to Zhang Yan and Yi Chen Dao. Good. Taking a glance at the 3 Danfang tablets, Zhang Yan responded. Oh my goodness, if I'm not mistaken, is this an ancient elixir? Sigh, 3 ancient elixirs. What is the origin of this young master? He even has ancient elixirs, Xiao Yan. It seems that this young master values you very much. Knowing that you are the most compatible with the ancient elixir, he specially took out the ancient elixir to cultivate you. Yao Lao spoke excitedly to Zhang Yan. It should be noted that after experiencing the ancient war, a large number of precious things were lost in the Xuanhuan continent, including many ancient elixirs. The existing elixirs are almost simplified versions derived from some incomplete ancient elixirs, which shows how precious ancient elixirs are at the bottom. Apart from that, the first-grade elixirs refined from ancient elixirs are enough to crush the second and even third-grade elixirs of today. Ancient Danfang. Zhang Yan's body shook and a touch appeared in his eyes. How could Zhang Yan, who was guided by the old medicine expert, not know the ancient elixir? It is extremely precious. Many powerful forces treasure it and will not show it to alchemists casually. As for Yi Chen, he was given the ancient elixir just as he became a subordinate. How much trust is this? He must not disappoint Yi Chen's trust. Zhang Yan's eyes showed a resolute expression, determined to refine the best pill to repay Yi Chen. Is it an illusion? Sensing the elusive soul power on Xuanhuan's body, Ye Mingyu's eyes flashed with a hint of doubt. However, if the soul power was absent, Ye Mingyu didn't think much of it. Perhaps it was the powerful overflow of Xuanhuan's soul power. Why are you still standing still? Yi Chen Dao. Yi Chen naturally knows about the ancient elixir, but he doesn't know the art of alchemy. He doesn't know what the ancient elixir is, and the system hasn't told him it's an ancient elixir, so Yi Chen is not sure. As for giving it directly to Xuanhuan's elixir, why does he just want to quickly lose money and return to inherit the family property, and still care about this elixir? Let's go handle it now. Returning to his senses, Xuanhuan adjusted his emotions and hurriedly said. By the way, my name is Yi Chen, just call me Yi Chen. Yi Chen Dao. I'll call you, young master, instead. Xuanhuan was grateful. He had already made up his mind to hang out with Yi Chen, and it was only natural for him to call him young master Yi Chen. As you please. Seeing Xuanhuan's expression, it seemed that he was grateful to Yi Chen, who was a bit confused, but it didn't matter and Yi Chen didn't pay attention. Chen, why are you looking for someone who doesn't even know how to refine pills? Seeing Xuanhuan leave, Yi Mingyu couldn't help but ask. You don't understand. Yi Chen shook his head with a mysterious expression on his face. Does he want to say that Xuanhuan can make him lose money? This is not easy to explain. It's better not to explain. Anyway, Yi Mingyu seems to have strong brain-boosting ability, so just use her own brain-boosting skills. Oh. Yi Mingyu nodded as if she understood the words. Could Chen's younger brother have noticed something innate in Xuanhuan that she hadn't noticed? Well, it's very likely. Thinking so, Yi Mingyu's gaze at Yi Chen became amazed. She was truly the son of her adoptive father, and her cultivation was so high that there were still many who couldn't compare to Yi Chen. Yi Chen. You see, isn't this just a matter of guessing the results on your own? P.S. All the first day's updates are available. During the new book period, there will be a minimum of 4 updates per day. With more flowers, more evaluation tickets, more rewards, and more updates, there will be more. We hope for all kinds of support. Chapter 6. Further away from inheriting family property. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Half a day later, Yi Chen bought a courtyard in Tinglong City as a residence and returned to the Alibaba Wangwang pill store with Yi Mingyu. Of course, the money for buying a yard must have come from the 500 million yuan lower-grade spirit stones. He couldn't let himself go through a difficult time starting his own business, right? Yi Mingyu agreed, so he spent another 100 million yuan lower-grade spirit stones to buy the best residence in the Tinglong City area. With the 500 million yuan lower-grade spirit stones left, there were only over 200 million left. Yi Chen pinched his fingers and calculated that Xuanhuan was a genius who had never refined elixirs. Before refining the elixirs, it was not excessive to spend tens of millions of inferior spiritual stones every month to practice those spiritual herbs and elixirs. Yi Chen did not believe that the person he casually found was an unparalleled demon who could refine the elixir in just a few days. This was simply impossible. Coupled with Xuanhuan's salary, TSK, such a calculation of over 200 million inferior spiritual stones would not take long to finish. Every month, he spends tens of millions of yuan on the medicinal materials needed to refine pills, plus Xuanhuan's salary and other expenses, making him 50 million yuan. If we recruit a few more genius alchemists in the future, it will only take 1 or 2 months to defeat 500 million lower-grade spirit stones and inherit the family property. It's a bit exciting to think about it. The young master has already bought all his things. He spent 80,000 spirit stones to buy medicinal herbs, and those elixirs are all of the first grade. So I bought a first-grade elixir furnace, which is enough. I spent 20,000 lower-grade spirit stones, all of which are in this space bag. As soon as he entered the store, Xuanhuan hurriedly welcomed him and took out a space bag, saying. First-grade alchemy furnace. This is not acceptable. Go buy a third-grade alchemy furnace. I remember that a third-grade alchemy furnace seems to be a 10 million lower-grade spiritual stone, and there are too few medicinal herbs. Buy another 1 million lower-grade spiritual stone, which contains more than 10 million lower-grade spiritual stones. Take it, Xuanhuan. Remember, your potential is great, don't be limited to small details, boldly make it, use it well, so that you can unleash your true strength. Chen took out a space bag containing over 10 million inferior spirit stones from his own space ring and gave it to Xuanhuan. Xuanhuan took it in a daze, and Chen patted Xuanhuan's shoulder with a meaningful expression. He was hoping that Xuanhuan would lose all his money, little by little. If he had to lose, he would have lost more. If it weren't for the luxury of buying expensive fourth-grade alchemy stoves, which was already illegal, Chen would have even wanted to spend all his money to buy the best alchemy stoves. I only gave a lower-grade spirit stone of 100,000 yuan before because I was too excited. He finally picked out Xuanhuan, a genius, from so many weak chickens. His vision was not that big, and he gave too few spirit stones. After calculating the accounts just now, Chen's vision suddenly widened, so he must have lost more. Mingyu, who was listening on the side, nodded. Indeed, even with the best efficiency, she could be a little higher. She truly deserves to be her brother.in.law, and her business skills are inferior to hers. Yes, young master, I will definitely not disappoint your expectations and strive to refine the pill as soon as possible. Xuanhuan said with emotion. Sure enough, the young master knows that he is the dandy body and even spends a huge amount of money to develop his potential. How can he, as a subordinate, disappoint the Lord? Don't worry about it as soon as possible. If you're in a hurry and can't get hot tofu, take your time. Our store will sell pills on the first floor, and the alchemy room will be located in the backyard. You can stay on the second floor. If you have other accommodations, that's okay. The third floor is temporarily vacant. Chen quickly comforted him. Nima, he just wants Xuanhuan to lose more money and refine it as soon as possible. How can we do that? We have to thank him for losing money. I bought this store just because it was expensive and the space was too large to arrange. Chen was thinking about when to make use of the third floor, otherwise it would be a bit illegal. When the time came, he would have lost all his money. What if his father didn't recognize it? There must be no loopholes. Yes. Zhang Yendao. The next day, Chen, who lived in the secluded courtyard he just bought yesterday, suddenly opened his eyes and gasped for breath. Interestingly, he dreamt last night that the pill he was selling was on fire. And it's very hot. As a result, his family property was right in front of him and far away from him. It's so scary and frightening, it's just a nightmare. Many people in their past lives said that dreams were all reflections of reality. Is it possible that this really happened? Xuanhuan must not be a peerless genius in alchemy, right? No, we need to go see and confirm. After taking a deep breath and trying to calm himself down, Chen couldn't wait to get up from bed, brush his teeth, and wash up. Then he took Mingyu to the pill shop. As the shop was not yet open, there were not many people in it, which made Chen feel a little relieved. He waited in the hall for a while and Xuanhuan walked out of the backyard with black circles under his eyes. Have you been refining pills all night? Chen asked tentatively. Well, I want to refine pills as soon as possible and become a first-class alchemist. I can't let your store close for too long, young master. Xuanhuan nodded with a tired expression in his eyes. His cultivation level was only slightly higher than Chen's, and he was only in the 9th realm of his physical body. Although he was much stronger than ordinary people, high-intensity overnight alchemy like alchemy was still very exhausting. Being able to persist was all about repaying Chen for quickly refining the pill. Chapter 7. Are dreams all negative? Begging for flowers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhang Yan, you can't do this. Your body is the capital for doing everything. You can't let your body have any problems. You're not allowed to stay up all night refining pills in the future, do you hear that? Yi Chen said solemnly and earnestly. Damn it, even if your talent is not high, you will definitely shorten the time it takes to refine the pills so hard. How could he lose more money? This is not acceptable, it is a bad habit that must be corrected. Yes, young master. Seeing Yi Chen so concerned about himself, Zhang Yan was moved and said. Xiao Yan, it's your honor to follow young master Yi Chen. He has a deep background and the ability to testify, and he cares about you so much. He also trusts you very much. If you want to refine pills, he will give you a lot of resources without hesitation. You can't become that ungrateful person in the future. Yao Lao spoke to Zhang Yan with emotion. Don't worry, teacher. How could I be such a person? I will definitely repay the young master well and wholeheartedly assist him. The young master told me not to stay up all night afraid of my body being exhausted. In the future, I will stay up all night refining pills without letting the young master know. The most important thing is to secretly make the pills available as soon as possible. Zhang Yan transmitted the message. Well, you carry the Dan Emperor body, alchemy can help you grow your cultivation more quickly. Overnight will only make you mentally tired without any sequelae, and it can also exercise your soul power, which is not harmful to you. However, the young master also cares about you and agrees on the surface. Medicine master. That's good, by the way, how's the alchemy going? Seeing Zhang Yan agree, Yi Chen breathed a slight sigh of relief and asked. I am unworthy of the cultivation of the young master. After a night, I have only thoroughly understood the 3 elixirs and have no clue about alchemy. Zhang Yan blushed and said that although he had a dandy body, these were ancient elixirs, not the current ones. The ancient elixirs were vast and profound, and even he spent a night comprehending them thoroughly. Of course, after comprehending the elixirs, it wouldn't take much time to truly refine them. Zhang Yan still had confidence. No problem, you're just getting involved in elixirs. It's okay if you don't have a clue. As the saying goes, more is better than more. Since you don't have a clue, then refine more elixirs. It's okay to waste materials. As long as you can refine elixirs, that's success. Yi Chen said with joy and encouragement in his heart. Did you spend a whole night comprehending the simple Danfang? Great. He is truly a genius whom I value. Is this the talent for alchemy high? Even if you kill Yi Chen doesn't believe it. Great, Yi Chen seemed to have seen the scene of him returning to Zhongzhou soon to inherit his family property. No materials used. That won't work, then how can he burn money? He'll have to use it more. Good young master. Zhang Yandao. That's good. Yi Chen nodded contentedly. Now it's safe. It seems that dreams may not be entirely true. Maybe dreams and reality are opposite. It seems that there is such a saying. Does that mean he will definitely inherit the family property? I feel a little excited just thinking about it. Unconsciously, another 3 days had passed. During these 3 days, Yi Chen would go to the store on time every day to inquire about Zhang Yan's progress. Unless unexpected, the elixir had not yet been refined, which was not unexpected for Yi Chen. It was not easy for alchemists to become such an alchemist. Even if an alchemist wanted to become a first-class alchemist, it would take 6 months or even a year. Only Zhang Yan, a peerless genius, had to spend several years. Whether or not he can become an alchemist after spending all his 500 million spirit stones is still a different matter. Well, yesterday I spent over 1 million medicinal herbs, which made Yi Chen's heart burst with joy. With a wave of his big hand, he gave Zhang Yan another 10 million lower-grade spirit stones, asking him not to save, but to spend more and buy more. Today, Yi Chen was no exception. He went to the store as usual and happily returned to his yard when he found that Zhang Yan had no clue about alchemy. Yi Chen, is there really something special about Zhang Yan? It's been several days now and he doesn't even have the clue to refine pills. Even a genius would need several months to quickly become an alchemist. Can Zhang Yan be faster? With the speed of his current spending, the 500 million lower-grade spirit stones his adoptive father gave you will soon be spent. Returning to the courtyard, Yi Mingyu frowned and spoke. Don't worry, everything is under control. Yi Chen confidently said. What he wants is this effect. If Zhang Yan can really refine pills, he wouldn't want Zhang Yan. Okay then. Thinking of Zhang Yan's cultivation, Yi Mingyu's eyebrows gradually relaxed. In just 3 days, Zhang Yan's cultivation has unexpectedly broken through from the physical realm to the third realm of the spirit sea. Even Yi Mingyu's cultivation speed is a bit astonishing. Zhang Yan is indeed somewhat special. Since his younger brother was right, Zhang Yan probably has some alchemy talent that she did not notice. In the alchemy room of the backyard of Aliwang Wangdan Pharmacy. Buzz, buzz. The necklace worn by Zhang Yan flashed with a glimmer of light, and a black-haired old man with an illusory body wearing white clothes appeared next to Zhang Yan. This soul body is exactly Yao Lao. Xiaoyan, why didn't you say that you were already able to refine the bloody soul pill, Juyuan pill, and fury pill when the young master came over just now? Yao Lao was puzzled and said. Chapter 8. Psychological Collapse, Seeking Flowers. Seeking Evaluation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I want to give the young master a surprise, especially since I have only been able to refine 3 types of elixirs for the first time. I am still unable to refine them into perfect quality. Today, I happen to challenge the perfect quality and accumulate more elixirs. I will inform the young master tomorrow. Zhang Yan said with a smile on his face. There are levels of medicinal herbs in the Xuanhuan continent, with the highest quality being found in the pill patterns. 1 pill pattern has the lowest quality, while the 9 pill patterns have the highest quality. Above the 9 pill patterns, there is a basic level that no one has reached, which is the 10 pill patterns. This is also known as perfect quality. Perfect quality pills have no poison or sequelae, and their medicinal power has even been greatly enhanced. I see. Yao Lao suddenly said. Ah, it took 3 days to master the pill to the perfect level, it's still too slow. Zhang Yan sighed and took a deep breath. What? Medicinal aging. Are you speaking in human language? He is hailed as a peerless genius in alchemy, and it took him 3 months to truly become a first-class alchemist. However, what you are refining is still an ancient pill promoted to a first-class alchemist, and it only took you 3 days. Isn't that enough? The corner of Yao Lao's mouth twitched. It's already pretty good. Yao Lao comforted him. Is he going to say that Zhang Yan is already so powerful that no one on the mainland can match him? He doesn't want face as a teacher. Fortunately, it has already been successful. Zhang Yan smiled and said. Thinking of the surprised expression on Yi Chen's face when he saw the elixir tomorrow, Zhang Yan and Yao Lao's smile grew stronger, a hint of anticipation had already risen in his heart. The next day, Yi Chen, who was sleeping in bed, suddenly opened his eyes with a joyful expression. He had a beautiful dream last night. I dreamed that I had spent all my money happily and went back to inherit my family's property, directly mastering the life of the Tianbao Trading Company. Every day, I lived a life of eating and waiting for death, relying on endless resources and using the Krypton gold method to prove the great emperor. The scene was so beautiful that even Yi Chen was pleasantly surprised to wake up. Go to the pill shop and have a look. With a smile on his face, Yi Chen hummed a small tune and got up happily from the bed. Daily checkups have become a habit. After all, this is a big loss for him. Yi Chen is very concerned and doesn't want to make any mistakes. What, have you refined a pill? In the Xuanhuan pill shop, Chen, who had just sat down, almost jumped up, and his smiling face froze with it. Why did you refine the pill in just 4 days? What? Sure enough. A hint of clarity flashed in Yimengyu's eyes. Undoubtedly, she is the son of her adoptive father. What she didn't even notice in the realm of a sage was discovered by her younger brother. A person who hasn't refined a pill can become a pill in 4 days. Yimengyu's face was slightly shocked. What kind of talent is this Yen? It's unbelievable. Yes, young master. These are the 3 pills I have refined. Zhang Yan shyly smiled and waved his hand, and 3 crystal clear pills appeared on the counter like white jade. Perfect quality. Chen was dumbfounded when he saw the 10 patterns on the pill. He didn't understand alchemy, but he still knew the quality of the pill. Hiss. Yimengyu took a cold breath. Not only does it refine pills, but it is also of perfect quality. Terrifying. Yimengyu was even more amazed when she looked at Chen. What kind of divine eye could this be to see Zhang Yan's extraordinary abilities? Zhang Yan said awkwardly. Chen almost turned black in front of him. How many perfect quality pills have you refined? Chen said with a trembling voice. He thought he could still save him. Maybe Zhang Yan was just lucky enough to refine 3 perfect quality blood soul pills, Juyuan pills, and fury pills. Young master, the 10 million lower grade spirit stones you gave me a few days ago, except for the waste of the first 1 million materials, I have refined all the remaining 9 million materials. All of them are perfect quality pills, with 10,000 pills for each type, all in this space bag. Zhang Yan scratched his head and awkwardly took out a space bag. Chen's face stiffened. Ganlin Yang, what is the perfect quality of Quante? And you only wasted 1 million materials, and all the rest were successfully refined into pills. Not only that, but also of perfect quality. Dream, this must be dreaming. Aren't you only refining pills during the day? How did you refine 30,000 pills in such a short time? Chen said numbly. At night, I also worked all night refining, but I didn't want you to worry, young master, so I didn't say anything. Zhang Yendao. Chen. Knock on you, you're lying to me. Chen is such a heartbroken person. Why are you so hardworking? Other alchemists are looking for opportunities to be lazy, but you are still afraid that there won't be enough work to do and work overtime. And why do you have to run to his small shop to become an alchemist? His powerful forces are definitely rushing to get it. Chen frowned and suddenly felt that things were not that simple. Zhang Yan, is this called a genius? This is really a peerless waste. Didn't you say you've only been exposed to elixirs for half a year? Why did you refine elixirs so quickly? Yimengyu asked what Chen wanted to ask. P.S. Looking for flowers, evaluation tickets, and tips. Wow, the data is so poor. One Shui, Gao Sanchao is about to explode, wireless cool. Chapter 9. Are you the son of Qi Luck? Seeking freshness. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Miss, this is all thanks to the young master. If it weren't for the young master giving me a large amount of materials to explore, I might still need a few more days to refine pills. After all, even if I were the dandy body, it would not be possible to refine pills out of thin air. Zhang Yan gratefully glanced at Chen Dao. Dandy body. The highest constitution of Dandao, the dandy body, which has been rarely seen since ancient times. Yimengyu said incredulously. Can anyone recruit the almost extinct dandy body from ancient times? Yimengyu was dumbfounded. Chen was also dumbfounded. Young master, you have such a keen eye. You suddenly realized that I am in the Dan Emperor's body. Zhang Yan sighed. What? Yi Chen. When did he realize it? He only saw that Yi Chen was a peerless genius who had lost money to him. As a result, this peerless genius was truly a alchemy genius, and Yi Chen was also shocked. There was already a hint of admiration in Yi Mengyu's eyes as she looked at Yi Chen. She suddenly realized that the children who had been following her since childhood had unknowingly grown to the point where they all needed her to look up to. This feeling was quite good. Tell me about your experience. Yi Chen felt something was wrong and looked at Zhang Yendao. I am the young head of the Zhang family in Tinglong City. I used to be a genius in Tinglong City. 10 years ago, due to some special reasons, my cultivation declined and I became useless. However, a few days ago, my talent was restored and I even awakened my dandy body. Oh, by the way, my former fiancé A.E. even divorced me and I retired first. Many people in this city should know about it. Zhang Yan scratched his head. Yi Chen. Why is this horse rider so familiar? Yi Chen instinctively looked at Zhang Yan's finger. There was no ring, strange. So what's going on? Do you have a ring? Yi Chen asked. Ring? No. Zhang Yan's expression froze for a moment, then shook his head and said. Is the young master asking if he has any decorations to wear on his body? Just as Yi Chen thought it was just a coincidence and breathed a sigh of relief, Zhang Yan said, Young master, I didn't wear a ring, but I have a necklace left for me by my mother. Zhang Yan then took out the necklace from his clothes and shook it. Yi Chen's face froze. Stone hammer. This is the son of Qi Yun. Anyone who can recruit someone can attract the son of Qi Yun. Yi Chen's mentality collapsed. Xiao Yan, it seems that the young master has noticed my existence. The voice of Yao Lao rang from Zhang Yan's ear. Zhang Yan nodded slightly, and he also felt it. Otherwise, the young master would ask so many inexplicable questions. You are truly a young master. Zhang Yan's eyes showed a look of admiration. However, since the young master did not expose Zhang Yan, he simply did not mention the matter of Yao Lao. After all, Yao Lao involves significant matters. I don't believe I can't lose money yet. Yi Chen thought fiercely in his heart. It's definitely not realistic to dismiss Zhang Yan. Even if Yi Mengyu were a fool to dismiss such a talented person, it can be seen that he intentionally lost money. How will his father explain it when the time comes, but fortunately, he still has plan B. Has the pill been refined? Then let the pill not sell. Not bad, well done. Yi Chen looked at Zhang Yendao with a deep meaning in his eyes. Nima, what a great job. His plan to lose money was immediately disrupted. It could even make him earn money, so angry. The young master praised falsely. Zhang Yan said humbly. Strange, why does the young master feel a bit gritted his teeth? Illusion, it must be an illusion. Since you can refine blood soul pill, Juyuan pill, and fury pill, let's start selling them tomorrow. Each pill is priced at 100,000 lower-grade spirit stones. Here are 100 million lower-grade spirit stones, and you can buy the materials of 100 million lower-grade spirit stones to refine the pill to prevent insufficient pills in the future. Then, your salary will be increased from 10,000 to 1 million. Yi Chindao. Dan Yao Nyobi. Then raise the price, so that none of the pills can be sold. If he rots all the pills in his hands, he will still be able to spend all the 500 million lower-grade spirit stones. Isn't it too much for Zhang Yan to push his salary up to the level of a third-grade alchemist? Perfect. The 500 million lower-grade spirit stone has already been spent nearly 400 million, which is one step closer to his inheritance of the family property. What, 100,000? Yi Mengyu exclaimed in shock. Yi Mengyu has no objection to Zhang Yan's salary, after all, Zhang Yan is a dandy body and worth the price, but what the hell is the 100,000 lower grade spirit stone? The price of a regular first grade pill is only a few dozen lower grade spirit stones at most, even if it's a little special, it's only about 100 lower grade spirit stones. Chen has directly increased the price by 1,000 times. This is crazy, isn't it? Who would buy it? Zhang Yan's face remained unchanged as usual. This is a pill made from ancient alchemy, which is more than 100 times stronger than ordinary pills. In addition, it is of perfect quality. Zhang Yan even thinks that the lower grade spiritual stone of 100,000 yuan is cheap. As for his salary, Zhang Yan doesn't care. Anyway, he has made up his mind to mix with Chen, and he is willing to give him as much as Chen gives. Yes, young master. Zhang Yan replied. Yi Mengyu. Seeing that Chen and Zhang Yan's expressions were both indifferent, Yi Mengyu felt a bit confused. Is a single pill really worth this price? Is it because she can't keep up with the times?